Amazing. All right, I know a lot of people have been asking me this question. Where is the podcast? We've been waiting. There's no uploads. What's going on? About 2 months ago, we decided to kind of hit the brakes. We're like, Skee! And why do we do that? Well, because we felt that it was time to kind of reevaluate where we were with the podcast. I feel like we were doing some really awesome work and we were seeing some awesome results. And it felt, even though everything was going well, we wanted to still reevaluate and understand how can we improve? How can we make this show even better for the people who are out here tuning in every single week? We created an entirely new show format. We got new music. We commissioned someone to make the illest podcast artwork. We even created a new website that has a podcast page with categories, so you can kind of search by topic that you're interested in if you wanted to find an older episode and tune into that. We really wanted to look at how the show was performing and how we can make it even better, and I think we nailed it. But we made the decision to take the show off of YouTube and make it an audio-only experience. And before you guys get mad, we didn't want to offend anyone, and I was afraid of, views are views, right? Like, we wanted, the more we have, the better it looks for our show. I just felt like, personally, I don't consume a lot of podcasts through YouTube, and I think that we could do better with this YouTube channel. I think we could provide a different type of content on this YouTube channel outside of podcasts that could be more educational and helpful to creators all over the world. And so that's what we're gonna do with this channel moving forward. But for now, you can find the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, basically any podcast platform that you enjoy, you can find it there. And the episodes that we've been dropping so far are absolute bangers. We've had amazing guests, starting with Daniel Schiffer. We had Black Prince on the show. We had Gimbal God. We've hit amazing morning roast topics that Dave and I have been executing on a high level. And I feel like all that information has been incredibly valuable, and you can find all of it on audio platforms now. But for those of you guys that want to see some video element of the podcast, we did start a second channel called the BWNC Podcast Highlights. There we're gonna be uploading highlights each week from the episode that we think would resonate with y'all and let you get an inside scoop on like what this episode is gonna be about and hear some cool stories in a shorter format. So make sure to subscribe to that channel and let me know what you think about those changes. But I wanna tell you what we're gonna do with this channel moving forward. I've had the ambition to create YouTube content for forever. I've been told to create more YouTube style content since the jump. The podcast consumes so much time for us to create the videos and the social elements and informative guest interviews and so much. There's so much that goes into creating a podcast. So I think scaling back a couple episodes a week will allow us, and only going audio is gonna allow us more time to focus on this YouTube channel. The styles of videos that we're gonna release on this channel are gonna be great. For instance, our Morning Roast podcast, Dave and I will shoot the shit on some high level informative information for content creators. And I think if we were able to take some of those longer conversations and condense it into like a proper 7-minute, 8-minute YouTube video, I think that would be really cool to give to this channel. And we have another really good segment idea called In the Field, where we would go in the field with different types of creators and give you a glimpse of their life, how they do their jobs, how they negotiate their deals, how they shoot, how they edit, how they film, how they deal with clients, how they grow their business, all these different topics that we can cover. And we've filmed a lot of them and we stopped because the virus hit and obviously like no one's going in the field anymore. But I think slowly people are starting to be allowed to film and shoot and create again. And I think that we'll be able to get some really cool content now. So I'm excited about that one. Hold on, there's a truck outside with the really annoying beep. Another segment idea that I have is called the Run It Back series, where I'm gonna run it back on past projects that I did. I realized I have a ton of footage. I've been stockpiling content for 10 plus years. And I think it'd be cool to kind of reflect on some of those past jobs and past projects that I've built for myself and kind of share some insight of how I went about doing them and so on and so forth. So I really hope to turn this channel into like a proper educational creator resource. But I'd really love to hear from you. This has been an open book. We're a communal effort behind this channel. I would love to hear what your ideas are for this channel. What do you think we should do beyond the things I've talked about already that you think would make a really good impact for the creative community? And how does the podcast moving to audio only affect you guys as listeners? Are you still gonna tune in? Would you make the switch and make sure it's part of your weekly effort to tune into the podcast? I definitely don't wanna lose you guys as listeners. Your support over the years has meant so much to me, so I hope that that doesn't happen. But I'm also considering other options, like maybe we're putting the full episode on the highlight page, or maybe we offer it as a Patreon perk for anyone that's supporting our efforts here. I would love to hear from you in the comments, so please sound off for us today. All right, that concludes this update for today. Damn, trucks outside are fucking killing me today. All right, hopefully that answers any of your questions that you had of what we're doing over here at Black with No Cream. I'm gonna link all the new podcast episodes and platforms that we're using in the description below, so please check that out. Make sure you subscribe. I also have started a newsletter. Every week we're sending out a weekly newsletter giving kind of like a nice recap on what I learned in each podcast episode. And then if you live in the US or Canada, you can text me actually. We have the phone number so you can text and say what's up, but also I'm shooting out motivation every single week. And it's been awesome to chat with every Black with No Cream member on that. So stay in touch with us however you want. And I look forward to dropping these new videos on this channel and turning it the fuck up. Have a good work week and keep creating.